Welcome back, everyone, to my Miracle Mindedness practice. And today we're going to be talking about working out and fitness, and actually how I bring my spiritual practice into fitness. So I'm going to give you a couple different ideas, and really nothing has to be this or that, right? You can bring any element you want to in your workouts, and it's finding what works for you and also being consciously aware of how your body feels and how your mind feels afterwards. And that's really important as you want to maintain your fitness and keep that consistency, or start, a workout plan and then stay consistent with it. Or if you're constantly getting injured, because I've been there too, and it's really important to listen to our body and have that conscious awareness, because our body is an alarm system and it's telling us, pain, I don't like this. Pain, I don't like this, right? And then our mind does go to that pain, but then we need to be consciously aware of, is it a pain that I can kind of push through in the workout, or is this pain like serious and could hinder, your body, and just being aware of that. So I love doing high intensity workouts, but I actually had to stop for a really long time. For some of you who don't know, I have a grade 3 fracture in my L5. I was in tennis for 28 years. I competed on and off for like 20 years. And so my body had a lot of overuse, and I got to the point where I literally couldn't get out of bed in the morning without crying, like couldn't put on clothes. So when I mean consciously aware, like that was a big problem, and that actually started me going deeper into my spiritual journey and understanding that everything is connected in mind, body, and spirit. So it was through that journey that led me to certain spiritual practices and becoming a Reiki master, and then furthering and doing spiritual life coaching, which is what I do now. So yeah, we all we all have our own path and our own journey, and it was something that I had to learn. So today a lot of people think, oh, to get muscle, you have to use weights. And like, I literally maybe use weights like this, or I don't use weights at all. Sometimes I'll use bands. And like a lot of it's just body weight. So when people say, oh, you have to use you have to use weights to build muscle. Well, it actually really depends on the body type. It depends on the food that you're eating, the water you're consuming, and the thoughts that you're thinking too, and the emotions that you have within your workout. And so all of those play a factor, because a lot of people, tell me, and I've been muscular, like that's my body type. And lately a lot of people are like, oh my gosh, you're so muscular. And I'm like, I literally don't do half of the workouts that I used to do. So it's finding what works for, your body and what it can handle, your body type. And then, playing with different foods, after the workout too, and how your body responds as well, and how it recovers, because that's important too. So one of, sorry, I just lost my train of thought. Oh, before I start my workouts, one of the things I use is spirulina and a banana. And I get great energy from it. It's not like a caffeine boost by any means like that. It's natural energy, but I notice this like natural, uplifting, and very honed in focus that spirulina gives me in combination with the banana. And it's super light on the stomach too. So depending on the type of workout you're doing, you don't get all the digestive issues, all right? And the other types of workouts that I do, typically, only more recently have I been able to kind of add little increments. So, you know, I really had to adjust from what I was doing before and actually not do any high intensity workouts. I used to do a lot of HIIT workouts, and now I kind of do a wave type of practice. So I'll go really high and then drop it down, and then really high and then drop it down. And well, I should say really high to a certain point. I don't go as high as I used to, but that's just, you know, that's where I'm at right now, right? We don't have to do what we used to do, right? Especially as you get older. Oh, I used to do this. Well, we're getting older, man. We can't do what we used to do. Maybe we're not supposed to, right? So, for example, I will, a lot of the time, dance nowadays. I'll do yoga, and, you know, I will at least get my heart rate high enough, you know, while I'm dancing, and then I will hold a pose and do more isometrics. So, for example, I'll get my, you know, heart rate up, boom, 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 and then hold, you know, a plank in that push-up position. And as you can see, you know, you're just holding and flexing your muscles and holding that in a position, you will fatigue, right? And if you want a really hard and good workout in a short amount of time, a lot of people think like you have to do all this cardio stuff, and you don't. Try holding just here, weight straight out in front, then to the side, and try and hold it. Try and hold it for a minute and see how fatigued you get. Hold a, you know, plank for a minute or 2 minutes or 3 minutes, depending on where you're at in your fitness regimen, right? And yeah, and then hold a squat, you know, for a minute, for 2 minutes, for 3 minutes, right? You can literally do each one of those within this 5 minutes, and you will get a ridiculous workout. And you don't need a lot of space. You don't need any crazy weights, and you will start to shape and form your body in a very natural way. The other thing about isometrics that is really useful is you're not just using your main muscle groups. You're also using those smaller muscles. So a lot of the time when people get injured, it's because they're overusing, you know, the same bicep over and over, right? It gets fatigued. So changing it up and working in those isometrics is really important. And I love, you know, the type of interval training and getting your heart rate up and then bringing it down. And that incorporates your breath. So if you go to my video where I actually teach you how to breathe, this type of workout actually forces you to start to, you know, control your breath and breathe through it when you're trying to bring your heart rate down and get your breath back, right? So if you guys have any questions or anything, let me know. And just to, you know, give another example, you can, you know, again, hold weights as, you know, as small as this. It doesn't have to be anything major to, you know, start to get some of that muscle definition. And of course, food is so important too. So, you know, everything is combined. And then lastly, you know, I actually bring in sacred geometry when I work out. So what do I mean by that? Well, a lot of the time I will create triangles with my hands when I'm doing a squat, or I will visualize a sacred geometry as I'm working out and through my breath and breathe through that symbol as I'm working out. So it doesn't need to be separated. You can bring spirituality in your practice into your workout every single time. All right, so if this resonates with you, please give me a shout out. Remember the guidelines, you know, do this for 5 minutes, fully engaged. And if something resonates with you, tag and share. All right, guys, have a grateful day and enjoy the moment. Much love.